I'm making this video about executive amnesty. You might have read articles or seen in the news that Barack Obama is talking about possibly just granting all kinds of illegal immigrants executive amnesty, meaning they can just stay. Well, first of all, let them stay doesn't fix anything. That doesn't really do anything at all. That's not a solution to anything. But I want to talk about why amnesties create the opposite situation. They don't solve anything. Many people don't know this, but the United States already had an amnesty of all illegal immigrants in 1986. Ronald Reagan signed off on it and said that all illegal immigrants, as of a certain date, they could get a path to citizenship and become citizens. There were 2.7 million people that were illegal in 1986. Today, we have 11 to 12 million. Okay, so we got rid of every illegal immigrant in 1986, they were gone. And now, we have 11.5 million more. Now here's the thing I want to explain. Here's an example. And I've shown this in other videos of mine. When I was a kid, there was 9.5 million diverse Hispanic people in the United States. Puerto Rican, Mexican, different countries. Amnesty occurred in 1986, and suddenly all the illegal immigrants, they're now allowed to start bringing over their families. Because the United States has this family visa plan where you can bring over your mother, your brother, your adult siblings. You can bring over all these extended relatives over time, and the number one country that gets visas is Mexico. So think about this. 9.5 million Hispanic people in the United States from history when I was a kid. 2.7 million people were granted amnesty in 1986, most of them from Mexico. Today, we have, I don't know if you can read this, 53 million people that are Hispanic and mostly all from Mexico, resulting from illegal immigration. So that 2.7 million that were granted amnesty have brought over decades of relatives. Now we have 11 million more that are illegal. Well, do the math. 2.7 million turned into 11 million more illegals. So 11 million given amnesty will turn into 40 million. And think about the numbers here. To go from a little under 10 million to 53 million people since I was a kid is a 500% increase. If the rest of the U.S. population increased at those rates, we would have 1 billion people now in this country. The point is, executive amnesty is the exact opposite of what you would ever do to solve the problem. It is the worst thing you can do. It's going to encourage people to come over the border. It's going to be decades more of relatives coming down, visiting. And let me tell you, all those news stories about, oh, the people have no family, if they were given amnesty, suddenly their families would appear and they'd be in line for those visas. All I'm saying is this: it is not responsible to have this kind of population growth in this short amount of time. 500% from one group is too much. You know, and somebody might say, oh, well, you sound prejudiced. But listen to what I said earlier. If the white and black population had increased since I was a kid, also at 500%. We'd have 1 billion people. I don't want that either. We don't want 1 billion people. That's completely ridiculous. That's enough of my rant on this. Executive amnesty. Call the Capitol. Call your congressman. Whoever you have to call. No. We don't want illegal immigrants getting a path to citizenship. Thanks for listening.